Yo, what's happening, Raider Nation? It's your boy Soto here. You know what it is. Raiders versus the world. Talked about the team that the world loves to hate, your Las Vegas Raiders. All right, so we'll wait a long time for it, okay? There was a lot of speculation going around about why it wasn't done. But after we traded a third-round pick for Geno Smith to the Seattle Seahawks, there was a lot of swirling around about what the contract was going to look like, how long we were going to commit to Geno Smith, what kind of money we were actually going to end up giving him, and what kind of money he was actually offered with Seattle that would make him want to request a trade in the first place. But we're going to get to all that. But before we do, I want to make sure everyone please to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. It's a great way to support this channel. It's absolutely free, and it's the absolute bare minimum you can do to help support this channel besides doing absolutely nothing and just watching the video, which I do appreciate all the way. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so when Geno Smith was traded, we're thinking to ourselves, I know I was at least, like, okay, Pete Carroll's here. He's here for 3 years, maybe 4, and he's going to have Geno now. He's got his quarterback that he trusts. We're probably going to sign him to a nice, 3-year deal, right? Just kind of match everything up. So I'm like, okay, well, it seems like inevitable, right? There was a number that Seattle gave him that he wasn't comfortable with. Either it was a number of dollars or a number of years. Who knows? No one knows that yet. But I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, that should be pretty easy. The agent just comes in and says, look, this is what we denied with the Seahawks. This is what you guys should, this is what we're looking for. And I don't know that the trade was going to go through without both sides kind of seeing what was up and agreeing on what was going to happen with the contract. Well, it kind of drug on and on for a couple of days, then a week, then 2 weeks. And we're like, oh boy, 3 weeks, almost a month. And we're like, oh boy, what's going to happen, man? Why is this not done yet? And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I get it. Perhaps it's a situation where, okay, the Raiders are looking at other things to get, because we did lose a lot of players defensively in free agency. So you know what? Let's worry about that for now. Get the team situated and get the team squared away. Geno trusts Pete. Pete trusts Geno. We're going to get that done regardless. Don't worry about it. We'll get taken care of later on down the line. That's what I was thinking. And then I'm thinking to myself, oh, after about a month, I'm like, it's still not done yet, man. My hands are getting a little itchy, right? What's going on here? Well, I'm thinking to myself then, well, maybe they're going to wait till after the draft and the wave of free agency to see what's out there, to see how much money we have to give him this first season. And it's probably going to be a 2+ year or something like that. And it still didn't happen. Oh my God, what's going to happen here, right? Well, then Pete Carroll gave an interview at the owners meetings that I broke up into 3 parts and I released. Hope you guys like the videos. But the main thing we got out of that is the way he really did like Geno Smith and the fact that they were working on a contract and it was almost done. And the next day it was done. Now, I reported it was a 2-year extension for $85.5 million, $66.5 million guaranteed, but that's not the entire story. Let me break it down to you, okay? Because Mike Florio, I'm not a huge Mike Florio fan. Okay, I have a very colorful name for him. It rhymes with Chuck Face. I call him that because he's just, I think, whatever. But he's really good with the contract. I think he was a lawyer or something like that. And I really do follow him a lot for what he does contract-wise. So let's listen to what he says about the contract. Now, this is Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk, okay? He said, per a source with knowledge of the terms, Smith's 2025 compensation increased from $31 million to $40 million. So he's making $41 million this season. Florio wrote on Thursday, in 2026, so next season, Smith has a base salary of $26.5 million. Of that, $18.5 million is fully guaranteed at signing. The remaining $8 million is guaranteed for injury. It becomes fully guaranteed on the 3rd day of the 2026 league year. So the Raiders don't technically owe Geno Smith that extra $8 million until after the 3rd day of the league year. In 2027, Smith is due a non-guaranteed salary of $39.5 million. Interesting. The Raiders could still pull the plug or trade the contract after 1 season, since he presumably wouldn't play in 2026 for a total compensation of $18.5 million. The Raiders could ultimately owe him nothing beyond the $40 million he'll make in 2025. Either way, the 3rd year is an obvious team-held option. If they keep him beyond 2025, it's a 2-year, $66.5 million contract with 2027 to be determined. Wow. I was not expecting this whatsoever. I thought it was going to be like a 2 with a 3rd funny year. This was a 1 with a funny 2nd year. This is crazy, man. Because look, there is a realistic possibility that the Geno Smith experiment doesn't go off as planned, and there's a rookie quarterback that's taken, that's in the mix, that the coaches like much better, and they can move on after one season. That's nuts to me. That's crazy that Geno Smith would pass up the money that he was given with Seattle to come here with the Raiders and sign, which was pretty much a 1-year guaranteed deal with a little bit of money on the end, and a fugazi third season. That's tough, man. That really did surprise me. That just shows a lot of faith in Pete Carroll, in Geno Smith, to be ready and to play his best, and in Geno Smith and Pete Carroll to give him a fair shot to make this thing happen and be the quarterback of the near future. It's a tough one, man, because there's a lot of deep-reaching repercussions from this contract. The first one is this does nothing. This does nothing to sway either way, one way or the other, of the Raiders taking a quarterback in the first round at 6 overall. Because if they take a guy in the first round and he shows that he can do it, they can get out his contract for pretty cheap after year 1. I thought that the contract was going to give us a little bit more clarity of what we're doing in the first round. It's the exact opposite, man, because everything's on the table right now. Everything at every corner is on the table. There could be a quarterback in round 1, in round 2, in round 3, all the way up until undrafted guys. Who knows? But everything is on the table on every single pick. This contract gave us absolutely zero clarity on the mind of what's going to happen with the Raiders in the draft. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Who knows? But I will tell you this, it's kind of cool. Leave the other 31 teams guessing as far as your draft plans go. So Geno Smith is 34 years old. He'll turn 35 in October. And I don't think anyone thought that Geno Smith was going to be like this 5-10-year quarterback for us. I mean, stranger things have happened. He can be a 5-year quarterback for us. Who knows? But I doubt it. It's going to be a short-term deal for Geno. So I understand the money grab up front, right? He gets his $40 million this year. He gets his at least $18.5 next year, depending on what happens with the roster bonus. So he's got some nice chunk of change going on for himself here. The issue is what's going to happen in the future. You have to have a future guy. And honestly, I don't know that this team is looking at Aiden O'Connell as like a long-term option as a starter. Now, I get there's a lot of people out there that like Aiden O'Connell because of his tenacity and his ability to kind of like fight through adversity and stuff like that. But ultimately, he hasn't shown that he's a consistent starter in the NFL at any time during his career. So I think that we were all pretty much convinced the Raiders were going to take a quarterback at some time in the draft coming up. This contract kind of moves that up a little bit. So instead of like, oh, we can get a guy in the 4th, 5th round, like, no, man, we're going to have to get him a little bit earlier than that. Because if we're going to get a guy that we're going to see realistically if he can take over for Geno Smith in a year or two, this guy's got to be with some traits and some good measurables to be able to hold up in the NFL. It's really tricky, man. It's really tricky. This one really caught me off guard because when you look at the contract, it was kind of like the contract that I was thinking about. 2 guaranteed years and the third one is kind of funky, right? Well, I mean, the way things are laid out, man, it's pretty much a 1-year deal with a second a little bit funky and a third pretty much non-existent. That third year is, if Geno Smith is still our starting quarterback going into 2027, they're going to rework that deal a little bit, and it's not going to end up being that same deal that he has. It's going to be reworked for sure. These are a lot of big questions for us to ask now. So look, sorry guys, I thought we had some clarity going into the draft. We really don't at all anymore. I think anything is on the table right now at 6. So if a quarterback does slide to it at 6, we might just go ahead and pull the trigger. We might trade back. Who knows? Everything's on the table right now. And honestly, I'm here for it because you know what? I love being surprised. I love surprises. All right, guys, that's my time for today. Appreciate you guys watching. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. It's absolute bare minimum you can do to support this channel. It's absolutely free, and it's a great way to support and show your love for this channel and Raider Nation. All right, guys, until next time, everybody. Peace. Hey, Raider Nation. Thanks for watching. There's plenty more where that came from. Go ahead and smash that like button. Drop a comment. Make sure to subscribe and share to all your socials. It's the bare minimum you can do without doing absolutely nothing.